Hello and welcome to another episode of Design Tips and Sips with me, Anna Gibson of AKG Design Studio, the show that brings you design and lifestyle tips and sips. So today we are going healthy and we are sipping on a Kombucha Mule. So that is a spin on the regular Moscow, whatever you want to call a mule, but it's actually made with a healthy kombucha ginger ale. So that, and then look, if you really want to, you can add some vodka or rum to it or keep it healthy like we're doing this morning. And on this episode, we are all about health and wellness as we have Nicole Moress with us today. She is a personal fitness guru, and we are so excited to have her today. So cheers,
Thank you.
Nicole.
Cheers.
And welcome to our show. Delicious, right?
Very
really
good.
refreshing.
Refreshing.
Yeah. Okay, so welcome.
Thank you.
And I'm really excited to have you today in our point two. Watch out for the bloopers of the first episode that we tried to film on our own in her basement. So it's all good. So Nicole, tell us about yourself, about your company, and what do you do?
Okay. So I am a fitness trainer and I have been in the fitness industry for over 12 years now. I am a certified fitness coach. I'm also a certified yoga teacher and trauma-informed yoga teacher for combat veterans and people with military sexual trauma, etc. You may want to cut that out.
No,
that's okay.
it's good.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so my focus has completely shifted to working with women in midlife through their 40s and beyond who are going into perimenopause, which obviously is getting a lot of noise these days, thankfully, and into menopause. And I work with people in person, as well as I'm shifting into the online space of doing fitness programming for women and including nutrition.
Fantastic. So, and that's actually how we met, right? So
Correct.
I am part of Team RWB, which is a very important organization that help bring health and wellness to veterans. And you offered us some amazing yoga classes. So as you know, veterans have a lot of trauma, post-trauma, and when they're leaving their community in the military, it's really important for them to actually have local community. When they leave their units, they no
Right.
longer have that camaraderie. So that's what Team RWB provides them, and amazing people like Nicole volunteer their time to provide yoga classes or other opportunities for us to engage. So thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right. So, okay. So we are all about working out at home in person, right? So a lot of people don't feel comfortable going to the gym. We
Right.
all saw those horrible, I won't say their color gym, advertising about, like whatever's happening. And especially after COVID, a lot of people are reverting
Exactly.
to doing a lot of things at their home. So we talk about a lot how people are creating their spaces, and we don't know when the next pandemic is going to come, right? So we are looking to create those health and wellness spaces at our home, and bringing the gym to our home. It's really, really important, right?
Correct.
So how do you tailor those workout, or what do you do to help people to actually work out at home? Because I think that's probably one of the downfall, because people setting home gyms and they're great, and then they never do that.
Right, exactly. Just like, the treadmill or the Peloton that tends to be a garment rack, right?
Yes.
So you
The
want
laundry.
the laundry rack.
Yeah.
So you want to make the environment welcoming. You want to get down there and you want to get your workout in. So you want to foster an environment where you can have music and the equipment itself. So it's very specific and you don't need a lot. People think that you need to buy exorbitant amounts of, racks and et cetera. And just keeping it super simple in terms of where you are on your journey. And you just need to get a set of dumbbells, of varied weights from 5 pounds all the way up to 20 pounds. Bands of all types that you can get, on Amazon. and, a bench, and just setting yourself up for success to make it more of an environment where you want to go down. You don't feel intimidated by the equipment. You don't know how it works. Even a TRX, something simple to slip over the door. In fact, I forgot I wanted to bring something today to show people you can get for $6 on Amazon, where you loop your bands through, put it through onto the door on the other side of the door, and you can do all these different exercises. So just keeping it simple to start off is the most important thing, and that will make it more inviting to begin your journey. And a light space with a lot of light, I think, is very important. You don't want to go down into a dungeon.
Absolutely. Yeah. And trust me, yeah, we use part of our basement for our gym, and it is in a very dark, not lit, and it's really not welcoming. So I totally understand that. But yes, we do absolutely love designing beautiful gyms for our client that has all the bells and whistles. But again, I feel like if you don't have somebody like you that is helping you throughout the journey,
Right.
I think that's where the downfall is, right? So we talk a lot about the show about the bespoke services that our friends, our vendors provide, our community provide to our clients, right? Because again, we can design the most beautiful gym ever, but if they're not going down there to use it, it's useless.
Right.
So how do you work with your clients? How do you tailor your services to make sure that, I guess, you meet them where they are?
Right. So I actually have had a number of ladies on board with me recently who are just starting their weight loss journey, and they may have minimal to nothing to begin their workout. So, like I said, you can start off very simple, and using things around your house, but just helping them with just getting simple things like the bands, getting a sets of dumbbells, just to start off, a mat, and then if they happen to have where their husband works out and they already have some gym equipment, then I tailor their workouts to them for what they have in their gym. And over time, I can show them as they begin to progress, then they can buy a little bit more here and there. But I meet them where they are at. Keep it simple. You don't need a lot for, a good workout, really.
But we do need some good flooring, right? If all
Right.
possible, right?
Yes. So that if they're doing some jumping, if they end up getting into plyos or whatever, you need some absorption.
Yep.
So you're not shocking your bones.
Yep. And we need some good lighting, right?
Yes, because you got to be able to see what you're doing.
Yep. So if you don't have a space that has windows, because again, a lot of
Right.
people do end up doing it in the basement, at least make sure that you have some really good lighting in there. So if you can add recessed light, you can do that. If not, probably just go to some store and just get some cheap lights, and just
Right.
light up the room as much as possible. Because I think
Yes.
that is really, at least for me, it really motivates me when I have a lot of light. It gives you a lot of energy also when you have a lot of light when you're working out.
Absolutely. And I would even say, because I do have this in my home gym, is getting some, whatever would motivate you, putting something on the walls, whatever it speaks to you, some motivational
Right.
writings or whatever it is, or the pictures or what have you. And the colors, right? Painting, I would assume paint color
Right.
on walls,
Yeah.
just to lighten it, brighten it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So definitely some bright colors. Again, whatever the bright colors that help you. It doesn't matter whether it's pink or green. Yes, there's a whole lot of technology and theories behind light. But honestly, at the end of the day, they can say as much as they like, oh, green is a bright color that helps you. But if orange is your color, go for orange. If
Right.
pink is your thing, if bright yellow is what makes you energized, go for that.
Do it.
Do it. Yeah. And especially in an area where, again, taking it the next further, if you are in an area that doesn't have a lot of light, like in a basement, I usually recommend adding a couple of mirrors. You can see your form, which is really important for you, right?
It is.
And
yes.
it also helps bounce the light as well. So it helps bring a little bit. And again, you don't have to spend a lot of money.
No.
You can go down to whatever store you have by your house, buy those $5 mirrors and put them on the walls, and that's enough.
It makes a world of difference.
Right. Yeah. If you want to call the glass company and you have space, more power will come and help you with that. But again, you don't have to go too crazy to get it done, right?
Right.
So we talked about light, we talked about colors, we talked about flooring, simple storage, right? Again,
Simple
just
storage.
so you cannot step on it, like it's easy for you to access it, to get back to it.
Yes. Yeah. Simple storage. You can get, have a weight rack where you put your dumbbells. There's hooks, putting hooks on the walls to put your bands around. Those are great. Keeps everything off the floor. And then you can easily see which ones do you want.
That's important. I think that is really important. Like everything else, like whether we're doing a kitchen and bathroom, like you want everything to be accessible so you can see what you're working with, and you're not spending too much time spinning your wheels about, look, Nicole gave me that workout. Where do I go?
And
where
you have
do I
limited
start?
time to do it. So you're like, you don't want to be searching for your equipment.
Right. Yes, absolutely. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's really important to stay organized. I think there's a lot of technology right now that is minimal as just maybe fun music, all the way to like these wall settings and like mirrors. So what do you thought about?
I mean, if you have the availability to get the mirror workouts, or there's so many other ones, they have some really great feedback for people that help them to progressively overload. So you're not staying on the same weight the whole time. It will learn your body and you can get better at it. But, you don't have someone like me who is there to also watch your form, etc. So even going in another route, there are apps that are great. And I personally use one for my clients called True Coach. And the technology is fantastic. It's where all their programs lie, including their daily habits, which a lot of them have. And they can upload videos of their workouts so I can check their form, give them feedback. Technology can definitely be your friend, but it can also, you just kind of have to be careful with it. But I think there's some great options out there.
Yeah, no, and you're absolutely right. Like everything else, I think technology is really help us here to take things forward. But I also think that the human touch and the element of connecting with a coach or with a designer is absolutely invaluable, because all these apps that you can go out there, whether they AI, they don't really read you well, right?
No.
They don't know what you're doing. They come up with some training plan, whatever, that is based of 20,000 people that they surveyed.
Correct.
But you're different, right? Everybody's different. Your needs are different. Your life history is different. Your health history is different. So not having somebody that actually look at all these things for you and really personalize that is crucial, especially when you're working out, right?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Because you need to, AI or whatever it is doesn't take into account, like you said, your medical history, past injuries, your current health, etc. So it is imperative to have someone like myself be able to curate or put together a very highly specialized program for you to ensure that you don't injure yourself and that it makes the workout enjoyable. Because at the end of the day, right? I mean, a lot of people, let's face facts, they drag their feet going to the gym or going downstairs or wherever their gym is to go work out.
Right.
You want to keep it to where it's going to be enjoyable and keep the person going so that they can see the progression over time.
Absolutely. And the funny anecdote, so my watch, a lot of us use it, the Garmin, now came out with a new AI beta. And I think, a lot of times they're like, all it did, it's keep reading that I did yoga, right? So, but my yoga is a very intense yoga because I do hot yoga, I do Ashtanga. So my yoga is a true workout. But it doesn't read it like that. Like it kept telling me, oh, your heart rate is really high for yoga. And I'm like, well, yeah, because I was like actually working out.
Right.
So it totally didn't understand, because for them, for that AI, yoga is like, oh, sitting down and
it's like a yin yoga. Right.
Deep breathe. And like it couldn't understand why my heart rate was like so elevated.
Right.
So those are the things that, like, as a personal trainer, you know what your client is doing. You're building them their program. So
Correct.
they understand that, like, yeah, they did a yoga, but it was pretty intense yoga. So maybe tomorrow we'll do something a little bit lighter or do weights and stuff like that.
Right. Absolutely. You have to look at the person,
Right.
not
Absolutely.
at a broad spectrum.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Like with my Whoop, when I do that, when I'm weightlifting or whatever, it doesn't pick up. It says, "Oh, you're still in the recovery zone."
Right. Yeah.
Yes, but I'm still lifting heavy, so
Right.
it's a workout.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. And then a triathlete, we always joke that the Garmin is like, we do like a 14-hour Ironman, and the Garmin is like, your workout was unproductive. And I'm like, well,
okay, in what world? That's
right.
crazy.
So it is absolutely, when you do an Ironman or a triathlon, it is really overloading your workout. So I think it's beyond that, but it's still always funny because it's like, your workout is unproductive.
Yeah.
So,
they're a great tool, but it's not something to rely on for everything.
Yeah. So tell me, so let's talk a little bit more about your group and your work in the menopause side, because I think that is also very important for a lot of our viewers. And I think that age group, there's a lot of us out there.
Yeah.
We're part of it. And I think also from the medical side, I think there's more view, but there's a lot of also, I would say, voodoo out there when it comes to it. A lot of things that people saying that are true are not true. So let's just touch about it just a little bit.
Okay. Ooh, well, I'll try and keep it as short as possible. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's great in the sense that, yes, there's a lot of information out there right now, but there's a lot of misinformation, and it can be very overwhelming, especially for women who are just starting into their fitness programs and getting into where it's saying, you need to strength train, but you need to lift heavy weights, but you need to eat a lot of protein, but you can't do, it's like, what do I do? So this is where I come in and kind of debunk a lot of the information out there and keep it really simple. So in terms of creating workouts for each individual woman that I've been training, and it's obviously very specific to that person where they are on their perimenopause journey or menopause, postmenopausal. But if for someone, for example, that's a beginner, we're going to start very simple and doing foundational programs for at least 8 weeks. And I know everyone wants the quick fix, and that's not going to happen. We have to be patient. But so if you're a beginner, we start with a basic program, foundational, that is, for them specifically and meeting them where they're at. For a client who is a little bit more advanced, has more experience, feels more comfortable, starting off with lifting heavier weights and, keeping the program, though, keeping the workouts themselves to 45 minutes. Not every woman has time to spend an hour in the gym or at home. So keeping these workouts realistic for each person, especially if they're traveling. And that's where my app comes in handy for them. I travel with them. Their programs are right there loaded in. Their workout for the day. They get their notifications. They have to log in. There's accountability, which is incredibly important.
Absolutely.
And then they're able to upload videos while they're on the road or at home or wherever they may be, so I can look at their form, etc. Same with nutrition. I use Chronometer for their app so they can log their nutrition. I work with them on their macros, making sure they're getting enough protein, carbohydrates, etc. to fuel their workouts.
That's fantastic. Yeah, it's very important because our clients are always super busy, right? Like a lot of times, like I don't even know half where my clients are. They're somewhere around the world. So, having that ability to take that workout with them, it's really important. So do you have any tips for them about anything that should be used in the kitchen or anything that is important as far as their culinary journey, about making shakes, like
I've obviously
a good quick tip about how to boost your protein intake.
Okay, so I don't want people to rely on this all the time.
Okay,
but as a main food source, but getting a quality protein shake that has been third-party tested for lead, et cetera, because a lot of protein shakes now are testing for lead.
Oh, wow.
Protein
Okay.
powders, yeah.
I didn't know that.
So make sure they're third-party tested. And you can put that if you drink coffee in the morning. So you've got your coffee maker, whatever it may be, and then you've got your protein powder. You put it into your hot coffee. You get your little quick mixer, put that in there. That's 20 grams of protein to start your day.
That's easy.
Easy.
Okay.
And it tastes really good.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Simple.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
And can you tell our audience where they can find you, your website, Instagram, how they can engage with you?
Yes. So my company is N-Gage Fitness. You can find me at ngagefitness.com, N-G-A-G-E fitness.com. And I'm on all over social media. My Instagram is Nicole M Fit Coach. I'm on LinkedIn, and you can schedule a 30-minute exploratory call with me via Calendly, which is also on my website and on Instagram.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. So if you loved our show, please make sure you subscribe and turn the little bell to make sure that you get the next episode reminder. We drop new episodes every Wednesday, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. And then for all Nicole's information, just check the episode notes. And her website is going to be there. So go ahead and schedule your consultation. So wherever you are in the world, it doesn't matter. She can help train you, and make sure you follow her. Again, all the connections and the links are in the show notes. And we will see you next time. Thank you for joining us.